Ved sir, Ved sir. Dr. Ved.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Most welcome, Dr. Ved Prakash sir. Ma'am. Shweta ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, and resource person and participants. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the today's faculty development program. We are delighted to have such an enthusiastic gathering of educators and learners. It's now my privilege to introduce our esteemed resource person, Dr. Ved Prakash sir, who is currently serving as Senior Software Engineer, Densar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shweta ma'am, for your kind enlightened me. So this very interactive, trying to be very interactive sessions today. So as per the scenario of the machine learning, we know that a lot of the developments going now. So we require to understand first the theoretical perspective is very important. Because the core is not it's not clear, so we are not able to understand what is the problem behind any real time scenario. Okay, so we require to understand first the theoretical section, then we go for that implementation part. We have already in PPT we have, so we have discussed the scenario. Okay, so before the things, so we go for the outlines of the So outline of this that the curriculum, we have to understand what is the first the AI, machine learning, and deep learning. So what is the important aspect of the Python in machine learning? Why we are most over the we go for the any C language and Java language and any C++ language, but why we are more focused on the Python? Okay. And the machine, that fundamental approach, what is approach and the flow, how the machine learning is played in the real scenario. And we have a type of the machine learning. There basically we have a various type of machine learning. So we have discussed, and the data pre-processing is play a very important role when we any sort of the we have a data. So we have required to be pre-process. So pre-process is basically is very important role. If we have a good data, so we are able to get the real actual prediction in the scenario. So again, we have a popular algorithms. We have there are various algorithms. So we have already is write down, but we have to discuss the way. We're not going to be a very deep side because we have a limited times. So we have overview understanding what is the things our algorithms is going on, and hence on the implementation of the Python, that someone we have a model to evaluate the real time applications and the future and train and the career expect, and the Q&A what we have in future what we get. So so we can understand the first. So why we are understanding machine learning, AI, and the deep learning is very important. So what is the expect we have? So we just want to be automate our work. We have a lot of work. We have a lot of different types of scenarios going on. We have a huge amount of data we collect now. We require to be analyze the data. We have every day we collected a lot of the data, given that we have watching any movie on YouTube and Netflix, any that platform we are go, the Amazon and Flipkart we go and any sort of the things we have text, write the text. So it actually write the text. So it actually is recommended the value. Why is actually recommendation? Because it understands the actual what the thought process we have, what is our interest. So it actually understands the scenario and then provided the relevant that products. So artificial intelligence is nothing but that it mimics the human intelligence. So machine can understand with the help of some algorithms. We have some process. With the help of this, we are able to learn our machine that it imitates actually the human intelligence. So machine learning then is a part of the machine learning. Now we not going to be the mimic the overall scenarios, but we have a data. We have to get the some sort of the information required to understand what is the actual pattern behind any data. So we require to understand the machine learning, the algorithms that incorporate the intelligence into the machine by automatic learning the process. One is very important word is the learning. So we have to understand the first the data. So we require to understand the data. And then on the basis of data, we have already data outputs. So on the basis of this, we have to analyze, we have compare, we have to check, and then we have to build our model. So we don't have any models in a prior. We have going to be develop the models. So deep learning plays a very important role. So we go for the any humans like a neural, the artificial neural scenario. So we can go for the that deep learning. And then algorithms, we have some different the definition we have. So the algorithm, what we are actually to understand the ability of the machine that imitate the humans intelligence and perform the task that is normally required by the human's intelligence. So we know that we have already the complex mind we have. So, but it all knows we have not only for the 24/7 duty is performed. So we require to some our that just we surrogate the person. So it works on the behalf of our actually presence. So it understand what the understanding is similar type of understanding which contains. So first is the learning, and the second is the reasoning. So reasoning is come in the when we analyze the scenario, we understand the scenario, we solve the problem. So we require to solving the problems.
पार्टिसिपेंट भी जाइए, पार्टिसिपेंट में तब पता चलेगा कौन है। यही है जो आपका क्या नाम है जो रोहित पांडे म्यूट कर दीजिए। कौन
Hello. Yes, sir, your audio is not clear, sir. Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes, sir. My mic actually going to be that mute. So
Done.
I need to be unmute myself. Okay. So we have understand the learning, reasoning, problem solving, and then we take the decision. So we get the actually we get the new problems every day. So we have already the experience. On the basis of experience, we get the problem and then we solve the problem. And on the basis of solving the problem, we take some decision. On the basis of what we have take the things, we are going for this, any options or not. So we have to take the decision and understand what the language we are used, and then we visualize the scenario. So what is the examples we have right now? AI is the ChatGPT, we have the Google Assistant, we have already in that phone is a Siri, and we have in the window we have a Cortana, self-driving car, and the medical diagnosis and the fraud detection. There's a lot of the applications right now we are using. So machine learning in the play. So what is the difference difference between the machine learning and the traditional approach is very important. We know that the definition of the learning. So the computer will learn the patterns from the data. So what the data we have, we get some data. We have a lot of actually right now we have huge amount of data. When we have a labeled data, we have unlabeled types of data. We have to first analyze the pattern of the data. Then we have to improve their performance and with or without the explicitity of their programming. So we're not required to change the every times of programming. We already learn the patterns, and then on the basis of the pattern, we develop the model, and the model will we get the next time the new value, so it actually give the right result, mostly the accurate result towards. So what is the difference between the traditional approach and the machine learning approach? So we have rules, we have a data, but in here we have a data, we have outputs. We don't have rules. We don't have rules in the machine learning, but we develop the rules. So in the program, we are use some programming. We have to use some programming language, and then we have to build the algorithms, and some use any language. We have specific language we can choose, and then we get the output. But it's the reverse process. We have a data, we have outputs. When we are going to learn the data and algorithm supply, and we build our model, and the model will get the new values of it course to predict the future value. So that's why we are actually, that's very important. This is spam call right now. We have the n number of in the Gmails. We know that the spam messages are coming. So it actually is automatically that emails is actually categorized whether it's going to be put into the spam, is put in the normal the inbox. So it is that things. And the next is the recommended system. So when we even that we are using any shopping platform, so it recommended that product we have already previously in history. It recommended the values. So in the credit card protection, we know that a lot of the credit card fraud detections are happening. The change pin values try to be handle the scenario, and some purchase of the scenario. So stock price prediction. So we know that the every day stock is very high and down. So we require to understand the predict. In the morning, we just want to analyze the on the previous data. We analyze what is the market situation when it's open. So we, with the help of the AI machine learning, so we can predict the smallness. So it's very important. So right now we have a deep learning. So deep learning, we know that the machine is some part of the machine learning, but there is some hidden layers. So hidden layers means there is some computation part which perform. It actually hide it from the other system. So it actually is a lot of the complex calculation is going on within the hidden layers. So we have input layers, we have output layers, but we have n numbers of the hidden layers. N number of hidden layers is more hidden layers are actually, and the more complex and the more accurate value we are get in the future, what we have to perform. So what is the applications we have? We can go for any that real scenario, and just like we have research. So we have a lot of research going on in the face recognition system, speech conversion system. So we have some speech, just like we have speaking the value, and we have a transcript generated automatically, and we have to also be identifying any speech is person is the correct person is speaking or not. The automation, you know that the automation vehicle is now very boom right now, and the machine that the medical image analysis, early stage of the cancer is detected in early stage, as any disease is going to be detected in early stage. So we can probably try to be cures this medical issues, and large language models is understand what is the neural network. So basically, it's the large language model, basically the neural network. What the humans is actually, just like communications, as we have communicated with our friends. So I'm asking something to answer. My friend is answer, providing me some answer. So this like a scenario is the the LLM models especially. So image generation, right now we recently 1 or 2 years ago we have generated a lot of different types of image. We have provided to ChatGPT, and it generate the new images, cartoon images are actually provided. So in very as per the prompt you provided, it actually goes and understand the deeper side and analyze the what you are actually wants, and then it generates the image. So we have a lot of things. So this is the relationship in showing, and where we can use the rule-based systems and the expert system and robotics. We have used the artificial intelligence, and when we have a data and we have just want to be supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning type of thing. So we go for the machine learning, and we have some image processing, we have a voice processing. So definitely we go for the deep learning process because it's the more computations are required. So this is the real-time scenario and the real-time applications we already heard about. So we have the key points. So we have the bigger part is the artificial intelligence, and then the machine learning and the deep learning. So why is the important of the Python is very important. So is actually is contained the huge amount of libraries. So Python is first is the high level programming language and is the interpreted. Interpreted means we have the language which one lines of codes we write and we get the output. So it's very easy to understand what is actually in presence of the code. And you know that in C programming, you just write some one type of printing a statement, you have to define the whole function. You start with the defining what you have a hash, include some libraries, and then you start with the main functions, and in main function, you have to write the printf like things, and then you have to close the brackets, and then you have to print the one single line of statement. But in the Python, you just write a print, and then you have provided some text value, a string value, so it actually provides that result. So definitely is very interactive way to learning. So open source of programming language. So what is important of the open source is the huge amount. So we require not pay any amount to download the new version of the programming language. So definitely is very help and very vast. And people are day-to-day, the good programmers are actually day-to-day contribute on the development of the scenario. And the simplicity, readability, and extensive economic ecosystem, it's become the most popular language for the machine learning, deep learning, and the scenario. So what is the basic libraries we require to understand? We have a NumPy as for the, if we just want to come calculation just like an array, calculation, we have a matrix calculation, so we require to NPy. We have use the NPy of the things, so we have a number of array format and the dimensions, so we go for the NumPy. This helps to us to calculation, okay? And when we have a data, just like a CSV data we have to analyze the data, so we require to understand the data, what is the data, and how to be display in a system. So we have used a Panda, so Panda will help us to understand the data analysis. Matplotlib. So we have data, but we just want to make a graph like a thing. We understand how the visual data is showing. So we use for the Matplotlib is basically for the data visualization. Scikit-learn, it contains the machine learning algorithm. What model we are going for the use in our system? So it provided in the Scikit-learn that algorithms, that is the library, and the TensorFlow is for the deep learning. We have PyTorch for the deep learning and research, and OpenCV for the data, the computer visions. So what is the steps we are using in the machine learning pipeline? So basically the data cluster, first we have collected the data, and then we require to we have to clean the data. So we have to clean the data. We have basically which library we can mostly use. For the Panda we can use. For the visualization we have Matplotlib. For the model training we have to Scikit-learn and predict, and we just want to deploy the things, so we require to Django, Flask, and this is the first APIs. So we have a type of machine learning. So we already know that the supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So supervised learning show what we have if we have an output and output have some values. So already we have attributes like a thing. So we know that is the label data. So label data says that we have output, and output we have the value. We have the value and we have a attribute at the column name also. So definitely we have go to the supervised learning. So we have data, we have fly, and we have data. So just like a thing, we have know that it coming the image, that new email is whether it's going to be spam or not. So it already we know that the what is the actual output. So but we require to be categorize this email into the spam or non-spam. Whether if any person is going to be purchase some based on some salary, some savings, what is the expenses, on the basis of we are able to predict the price of the price of the any house, what the location actually and what the locality is actually present. So on the basis we are predict the value. And the image classification, we have defined any humans just like girls and boys and cat and dogs, just like a thing, so we can understand the scenario. And what is the unsupervised learning? So unsupervised learning, we have a data, but we don't know about the actual output. So output we have to predict. So on the basis of we require to summation, we make some cluster of patterns. So clustering we can use. With the help of clustering, we have to make a segregation. We make the grouping of our data, and we have to calculate the scenario. So we have a customer suggestion that we have bankers analysis and the anomalies detections. These are some examples. And we have what the method we can use, what the algorithm we can use. We have used the K means clustering, hierarchical clustering, DB scan, PCA, and the T scan and Apprepare. And like for the machine learning, the supervised learning, we have a linear regression, we have logistic regression, decision tree, and SVM, k-nearest neighbor, and naive Bayes things. So what is the machine that we have new? The scenario is the reinforcement learning. The machine will interact with the system, and then on the basis of interaction, it provided some awards. Some awards is actually, it may be some punishment, maybe awards. So it on the basis it understand. So every stage it actually take the action on the agent will provide somewhere some agent will play a very important role. So it takes agent is basically a person, any model which actually calculate your answer, calculate your value, and then on the basis of your answer, it gives the value, some value, some sort of value. It may be a 0, it may be a 1, depend on the environment. Then you have to understand again the environment, and then you multiple times you perform some task, and then you have to reward it on the basis of your current situations. So giving things we have used and things. So we have what's the algorithm we have? So Q learning, we have a DQ networks, the policy gradients and action gradients and the PPO. So these are algorithms used in the machine learning or reinforcement learning. So what we have to understand the data pre-processing. So data pre-processing is the very important role when we are going to model any prediction, any machine learning model. So data pre-processing is the process of converting the raw data into the clean data. So we have already data, but we don't know about the actual data, what is actually. So we have to understand first the data. We have to clean the data, then make them some structure and machine readable format of data before the training the machine model. So it's very important role. So why is important? So improve the quality of the data. We have handled the missing value. We remove the duplicate records and convert the categorical data and numerical onto the numerical data and scale the numerical features and improve the model. So what is actually the categorical data and the numerical data? So categorical data means we have some text just like a yes, no, okay, boys and girls. We have a dog and cat like a things. But a machine not be actual the value, it not be provided any value, because every model requires some numbers. So we have to be first convert it into the numerical value. So on the basis of some values, yes, no, we have choose the 1, 0 value, okay. And for the dog and cat, we have provided one value or two values. On the basis of we can change on the basis of the model. in some time we have scale our numerical value. Some set of time we have some values just like age. So age basically we have considered about the age. So any person is working, so it is started from 18 and up to the 65 of age is actually is have some rate. So but in terms of the salary, so it is started with the value, started the career with the 10,000. Now it get the 1 lakh or 2 lakhs, or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs of amount. So it actually the huge difference. So how do we can handle the two rows? One row contains the range value 80 to 100, and another is actually values contain what is 18,000, maybe 10,000 to the 4 lakhs of the value. So it actually is a huge difference. So machine will take the importance to salary, but it's not important. It's actually is equal important of the age and the salary. So we require to make the scale, the numbers, features, and then we have to calculate the performance. So we have done. So what is the pre-processing that flow is the raw data, the load of the data. And so what we have explored the data. So we require some function is the head functions, info function, and describe function. So we have handled the missing value. We have to encoding the numeric, that categorical value, feature scaling, and the train test split, and the ready for the machine learning. So we have to the things. So this is the code basically I have. So we make the things. So here we first the Python code. So Python's code, I'm explaining the one by one the code in on the pre-processing process. So what is important? So first we have to import the library. So we require to import the library. We use the import that keywords, and you have the that library name is the Panda. And as a P, what is the SP? As a P is alias. Alias means we are using the Panda is a multiple times. So instead of writing the pandas everywhere, we use some name. We give some just like a name, just like a in your home, your mother is calling you beta, babus, like a things. So it actually your name is maybe the bigger. Your name is the bigger, Ved, Prakash, Singh, etc. So it bigger's name is not be always convenient to for the use in the scenario. So we require to some use some alias, just like a presence name. So we have used a PD as a PD for the pandas, and for the scikit-learn, again we have used the scikit-learn we have used the machine learning that process. So it is library used for the scikit-learn pre-processing, import the level encoding. So level encoding, we know that we have already discussed the level encoding, why we are required to the level encoding. We have to be different. We have a number categorical values, so we require to be convert into the number one. So we require to be level encoding. From the scikit-learn, the scikit-learn, and pre-processing, it both is coming the same library and importing the different classes. The class is the standard scalar functions. And then we have to scikit-learn model, that is model it's used for the, we have trained our model and test our model. So we have a data, we have a set of data about, we think about the hundreds of records we have. So we require to make some set of records for the training purpose and make some for record for the testing purpose. So we require to understand. And then we have to use some the CSV file. We have already understand the things. So we have to read pd.read_csv is the method which read the CSV file and store into the DF. DF is basically for the data frame basically used. So that's why we have, again we have used a diff dot fill NA, that fill on NA is shown that if any value is missing, is present, so we have to be convert into the mean value. If the value is present, so we have used some method, and then we convert into the use the mean value. And in this true is show, see it directly your data. What is the data frame we can use? So it directly convert the data frame. Actually, we not make a copy of the thing. So we require to form what we have encode our data. So we have used a variable of the class. Again, we have to call the class and then this like a constructor, we have again constructor call, and the constructor is actually use some variable, and it actually transform it like the functions importing dot transform. You know that the Python is actually object oriented programming, so it actually the variables is the object is dot call the functions, the fit transform the gender value, it actually gender is content females or male, so it converted into the number, and we have a salary and age. Both our values, scalable values are actually very high, very the most the changes are present. So that's why we are required to make a scalar standard scalars. So this object is actually used for the fit your data set value, and then it actually convert your values. Then we require to split our data. So we require to split of the data. So we require to make some just like we have input value and we have output value. So input value we have to drop the purchase. So we have sold the things, and this function is actually we have to make a splitting of the data into train set and the test set. So we have a xtrain, we have a xtrain, ytrain and ytest. This function used for we have to splitting the things. So it the size of 0.2. What's mean of this 0.2 is basically it's actually 20% of your data is used for your test data, and other 80% of data used for the testing your training data. So it very recommended you can change the value 2.3 to 3, what is your as per value understanding, but is the recommended is 0.2, so we can go. And the random state actually what it used for the every time when we are splitting the value, so it actually is equal sum of values showing. So that's why we are using a random state as 42, and the pre-processing is complete. So we have data, we have a CSV data. Here we have to understand the CSV data. So we have employee. So we already says that 25 years the age is 25, cell is 50,000, department is IT, this whether is going to be purchased, any laptop, any property, anything, it can be purchased or not. So we have to understand the scenario. And age 30, the female 65, HR department is going to be purchased anything. And the 20 is of 20, male, the 58 IT is no purchase. If not is provided, there is a value. So it is actually missing value. There is a one missing value and salary, and there is a missing value. So how do we handle the missing value? So with this we have a data. So we have the pre-processor. After pre-processing, we have to change the 25. There is no 25. There is the value, the scaled value. So scale value is actually used for the encoding. There is no male. There is a 1 or 0. 1 male for the 1 and 0 for the females. IT department, there is how many department we have? We have IT department, we have HR department, we have finance department. We have mostly 3 departments. So 3 departments divided is like a thing. We have a 0, we have a 1 like a thing. So IT department provided value 0, 1, and for the HR is 0 like a thing. So 1 thing on the basis it's actually giving, and then we have going to be purchased or not is actually showing. So this is value. So for the age value, so we have to calculate the mean value, that is the fulfill by the mean value, and the mean salary is this is the mean salary, and the sum calculation is going on. Okay, so what is the approach we are used for the machine learning when we are playing machine learning scenario? So first understand the problem of what we are going to choose. Very important to understand first what we are going to use. Suppose we have a data about some student. So what the types of we have prediction we have think about. So we have a placement, we have a salary, we have a pass out, we have departments. So machine learning answers these questions with a different algorithm, with a different way. Somewhere we have to predict the placement records, how much time, how much the placement is going to be for this year 2026 or 27. So we have to predict on the basis of we have a regression value. So linear regression will show the line chart. With the help of line chart, we have a dotted value. Dotted value actually is the actual points, and the line show the conversions of the how our train is going to be. It's going to be below the values, average value, or upside of the below values is shown on this way. So this line show actual the slope of your equation. So we have to find out the equation with the linear regression, and then we have to predict the house pricing, temperature, and the salary of the any. The continuous, basically the continuous value we have. So logistic regression, we have some set of actual value, we have a number value, but output is showing the 0, 1, but we have to understand the classification here we apply. The logistic regression will play important role. So here we require to activation function. So on the basis of activation function, there is some threshold value. On the threshold value, we provided value 0 to 1, and then it actually provides the output, the classification, like a thing is spam, whether it's going to be spam, whether this person is fail or pass on the basis of some value. In terms of, we have to check the every step we have to take a decision, so we go for the decision tree. So weather prediction is play the important role in the decision tree, and we have a salary is age. Any person is going to be accept the hiring process. Age is more than 30, okay, it accept the process. And then if the salary is more than the 50,000, it's going to be hired. If the value is less than, it reject the offer. Is the age is for the threshold age is actually the 30. It's less than the value, so it rejected. So in the basis, we have on the every steps we require to take a decision, so we can go for the decision tree and easy to understand the part and the interpretable values. If we have more than 1 or 2 decision tree, so we have to combine this resultant, and we have to majority voting out the things, so predict the random forest techniques. So we have n 1, 2, 3 n number of trees, and we have on the basis of this value we have to majority of the voting, and we have to predict the outputs. So we have the things and the k nearest neighbors. So we have a new values. So we already have some nearest values. So we have some nearest values. K means here is the k means the class. So which class we are choosing? K means class 1, class 2, class 3. On the basis of vk, this value, new value, where it actually lies, is where it lies to this triangle area, whether it lies to is circle area. It depends on the value we have to predict. So on the basis of new value, we have to predict the k nearest neighbors. So on the basis of which actually is more closer, so it actually behaves the similar group of set. Then we have a support vector machine. In some set of mind, so we have to require to be differentiate between the two things. So we'll be just like a face detection system. So we have a very close boundary. So we have to get the similar type of image, but there is some forgery happened in the image. So we require to very clear, not clear the lines. So we require to support vector machine. It actually provides a better separation between the two images. So we have to use the face detection and the text classification and the character dissections. Neighbors again use a probabilistic method, and it actually again the classification models, it actually classify your answer what the value, but is the use the probability method, and on the basis of probability it actually calculate the value. On the basis of calculation we have to find out some value and then apply some activation function, and then we get the actual predicted output. The k means nearest, there is a unsupervised scenario, we don't know about any data and how do we make the grouping of the data. So we require to form the k means there is a number how many we cluster form. So we have choose the clusters value, and the way we can apply some methods with the help of k. We have to calculate the k, and then we go count the clusters and make the cluster. So clusters means what mean the cluster? The grouping of the similar data in the one class, and the different class is actually much far away from the other class. So definitely the separation of the two classes is very high, and the closeness is very less. So actually this way we have to find out the cluster. So what's the end-to-end machine learning process? We have load the data set, we have explore, we have to data click, train and test split, we have trained the model, predictions, accuracy, and deployments of the things. So now I have some, we are almost close to our mode. So we have to model predictions like this. So we have already go for the some real-time scenario outputs. So we have iris data set. It may be it not show, so I can make some bigger one. Hope my screen to available to all. Yeah, please give me a quick answer. Sanjay sir, any? Yeah, okay, thank you. So, yeah. So basically, we have pandas, a NumPy, and we have a the libraries. So we have to iris. There is the iris. Iris is actually the library used for your data set. So it directly we not required to import any data. We have no go for any sites to get the data. So already in machine learning, we have already data, the iris data. Iris data is basically the flower, the different types of flowers. The data is present, and some specification dimension is also provided. On the basis of dimension, we have to identify this value is actually belongs to any specific species or not. So we have to use the sklearn and then data sets, and then we have to import the load iris data. So we have to upload the iris data. Again, we have to be model. We require to be model selection. So model selection used for train and test split. So we have to again import the train and test split this class. And then we have to tree model, we have to take the decision tree. So here we have to use a decision tree. So decision tree classification model we have to use. And then we have a matrices to calculate how much accuracy of the data and conclusion matrix and the classification model. So we have to run, actually I'm using the Colab library is for provided by the Google. So directly is online available. So you can just go and run the code. It takes time. So everything is okay. So it takes shows actually all the things is imported in our system very quickly, okay, and then everything is okay. Then we have to load the iris, and we have to get the specification. What the specification present in the feature? What we have a spatial length, spatial width, petal length, and petal width. These are, and the target we have three. We have three target species like a Centora, Tosa, versicola, and then Virginica. These are the flowers species. So we have data, and we have X values for the specifying, and then we have a species for the Y value. So we have to make a X and Y. We have to form the X and Y. So we have a value, we get the value. Head is showing the top five values of your data set. So in the data, in the CSV, we have a data. In the data, we have a top 5 data we have for this field. So we have get the top 5 data. Then we have info. .info is show how the things are actually present and what are the data types of the every data. So we have to run this again. And then is the class. The class panda.go frame.data frame shows what is the actual value we have and how much the things. So we have a 150 entries, okay, and we have columns. Number of columns we have 5 columns. 0 specify the petal length of and this is the load value. This is the float value. This is the float value. This is the float value, and species is showing that integer value. Now we have described. So it describes actually is provided the mean value, calculated value, count value is showing. So counts means we have the n number of how many rows we have. So we have 150 rows. So count is showing is everywhere equal. And mean value, each column have a specific value. We have a mean value of each columns. Okay, so each column is the meaning. Each column standard deviation, how much deviation is present in the data, and the mean value 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile, and the max value is actually present. And how much count we have if we have any null values present. If the null value is present, we show the count of the null values. So we have run this again. So we have a 0, 0, 0. There is no null value present in the data. We require to split out data. So we have total. We have 150. So 150 of if we have calculate multiply with the 80, 150. We have to calculate. So 150 multiply with 80%. Multiply with 80%. So 80%, so 120. So here we got the, if we run this again, so we get the train value is 120 for the training purpose and 30 for the testing purpose. So we already have a data. So this things. And then we have outlined the models. So we have to create first the variables. So we have a variable. This object is created. The model is used. So model and that dot fit. Dot fit we take a train value, not the test value. We have took the x train and y train value. Here we have our x train and y train value, and then fit into the model. Our model and model will predict the value. Now the model prediction, model training is correct. And then we have a test value. So we have 30 test values. So on the basis of 30 test value, so we get the actually 30 predicted value. So we have run this thing, then we have a predicted value. So what we have a 0, 1, 0, 1, like a thing 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, depends on what specific we have. So how much a model actually, the model is actually predicting the value, but how much actually accuracy is present. So we have a test value, we have a predicted value. So we have used both and compare this is a comparison of the test value and predicted value. Predicted value we got the value, predicted value. The test value we already have. We have a 30 sample data values we have already. So what we have to calculate the value accuracy. So we run this again and then we get the accuracy 1. Accuracy means 1, we 100% our model is actually predicting right answer. So conclusion matrix, we have conclusion matrix on the basis of test value and test value we have to calculate the value. So most of the values we are diagonal factors, so it actually predicting the very accurate answer. So classification, we have classification reports. So we have a precision, we have recall, we have event score, we have supports. So we have the actual what the parameters are required, the accuracy of the model and the weightage of the model, all the values we have to get. And then we have a sample, if we check the model or what is the model actually is predicting or not. So if we provided the value, it actually provided the Sentosa is actually the species of the model. So this is the actual real-time model. So we get the this is the complete scenario. Again, we back to our slide. So we have a classification model like a thing. So we have a how to make our this conclusion matrix. So we have a positive value, we have a negative value. This is the actual value, we have a predicted value. So actual value, we have a true positive, false positive, false negative, and the true negative, the things. So accuracy call, the accuracy means how much we have positively think. So we have a true positive and the true negative value means the diagonal value we take means this value is actually the value is happened. Okay, if any person it may be diagnosis with the some disease like diabetes. So diabetes is actually present in the body. So it actually tests the positive showing the is the diabetes. Negative means is the person is non-diabetic and result is also showing the person is diabetic. So it actually the answer is showing. So we have to diagonalize. We take the value true positive and the true negative. We have to put the value and then we have to calculate the overall options of the division and the precision. How much precision we have take? So we have to take only the positive test. And we have to take this one. This is the positive scenario, the positive, true positive, and the false positive. The positive is present. So precision is showing, and recall is the sensitivity showing. Is any test we are having, so we recall the take very important role. So we have a test positive, we have a true positive, and upon the false negative the scenario, and F1 score we have calculated with the 2 multiplying the precision value multiply recall value and the precision plus recall value. We have for the classification matrix we use this matrix, and for the regression matrix we have to use these mean values and the R2 square values. This value is a prediction on the prediction value on this showing, and other taxes use the cross predictions, conclusion matrix, ROC curve, AUC curve, error detection. These are the scenario. And the real time model we have the e-commerce, we have finance, we have health, we have NLP, we have a transportation and manufacturing system with the n number of application of the this world. So we have what the future stands, but we have to go. So machine learning, the automation of the machine learning models, automating the model selections, training, and hyperparameters training, and explain the AI, what is the AI, and how to automatically build the scenario. The cloud is very ace-cutting device right now. That technologies are going down everywhere. We are data is putting the cloud over, so we require to be automate the every task of the uploading the data and the downloading the data process with a very efficient way. Big data is a very big feature. So we have a data, the lot of data we are getting. We have to handle the data with the help of sparse and Hadoop method. Generative AI is show how much we have to calculate, and then how do we make the new sentence, new predictions, new result showing. Responsible AI, how the frame and the privacy security of the scenario, where we can make a career for the machine learning and AI. So data scientist is a big boom right now. The machine learning engineer, data analytics, very important. When you just want to make a research in analytics, so you can go and research area, explore more and more publication. You can paper, and you just with the help of AI tools, you can publish a new paper for you for the reviewing the things, and for the ML ops, for the development part or the CI part, etc. What is the importance of the machine learning? The method basically methods, what the methods are required, what the mathematics are required, algebra, statistics, and calculus. So this is very helpful to you. You can what the best language for you go for the machine learning. So Python will handle the most of the scenario of the ML. So definitely we can go with the Python. And what is the depends on the problem what we have. So we what the data needs and which algorithm we can use. Machine learning can replace the humans? No, not exactly, but it is actually create the more job and reduce the that previous jobs actually. So we require to upgrade ourselves. It's very fast. Learning is very important. So every day we require to learn the new data and the new technology, new age cutting scenarios. So to stay in the industry, in your teaching area, also we require to be learn more harder with the AI and fascinate about the things. So best way to predict the future is to create it. So basic the Peter Drucker is the person giving these quotes. So that's what for today. Thank you, and if you have any query, welcome to all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ved. Really a wonderful session. I am audible, everyone?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you so much for your wonderful talk of the CPP and joining us. Participants are requested to raise your hands for a question. Dr. Ved.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity. I'm very glad to this opportunity. In future, we will connect and more explore the. Yeah.
Anyone can any question?
Guys, you have any doubts? Any?
Yes.
Yeah. Please reach out to me also.
Dr. Ved, one question here: can ML replacement the weather models?
What's no? Basically, we think about the one is don't wonder about the anything. Okay, in the real scenario, we use how to because the every day-to-day life if we are conventionally way to understand, if you think about the typewriting, so typewriter is very good tools, but it required to be very difficult to handle. We required to be accurately type the value what we just want to text the right. So we required to be, there is a not easy to handle. We required to expertise on the typewriter. Then we can go for the job, any job. But computers will explore more, okay, and replace the type. This machine, only the machine can actually is replaced, but the new job opportunities are comes. Now the internet come, and when we are using internet, we are using a Facebook, we have used the YouTube. The different platform is now exploring youth, and then a lot of that video creation we have right now, image creation. So how we can handle the new age that cutting technology is very important. So replacement it not be, but we are conventionally thinking about the, no, I'm not going for the machine learning, not AI tools, we are not going to use. So definitely anyone can replace.
Okay, Sunil Kumar ji पूछ रहे हैं कि can we use machine learning for applications?
Yeah, we can use a machine learning very efficiently, and we go for the, if you have a 100 research paper, you just want to summarize your research paper, you just want to make some exactly what the paper is actually. So reading actually takes too much time. We have 100 papers, so definitely it takes 1 week or 2 weeks of time. So on the one sort of time, we have actually analyzed our this each publication and then on the basis of what we have asked the questions also, and we know that what the necessary questions required, what is the gap of the any research paper, what is the actually downfall of the things, what the importance of the things, how the approach is used. So this is actually is helping you to more explore your knowledge, okay, and then you have to be develop your paper, and on the paper you can go and you develop your paper. You just want to be get the clear picture of the scenario, and just want to be your presentation with the help of this paper. So you can just go and important points of line you can easily collect the very quick fast way. So this way we can improve our productivity. So actually the whole PPT is actually created by the ChatGPT.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Ved ji. And one more question, Surya Ojha ji पूछेंगे, for medical image processing, which one is good for quantum computing or VLM?
So for the image processing, basically we have a use of convolutional neural network, and we go for the this. And quantum computing, I don't have not too much actually understanding of the quantum computer in a broader area. I haven't touched the things.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ved. Really a wonderful talk. All participants are giving the feedback very good, excellent, and so on. So and dear participants, one more important message for you. Already I told feedback link got shared in last day after FTP, and attendance is already monitored by our technical team. Don't write here where is attendance, feedback link. Please understand, and thank you so much for everyone to join us this FTP. Tomorrow next session we will meet. And thank you so much to everyone. I hope everyone enjoyed this sessions. The deep learnings. Now tomorrow we will meet 10:30. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Feedback link.